In this lesson, we are discussing discount. The fun thing about discount is it's very similar to tax and tip. The only difference is that instead of finding the whole percent plus tax or tip percent, in this case, we will subtract, right? So we have the whole percentage minus the discount percentage. Okay, so I'm going to find the percentage of the discount and I'm going to subtract it from my original number, or I can use my percent proportion to kind of backtrack and find out what percent I ended up with as a result of a discount. For example, Alan has a code for 30% off a pair of sneakers. If the original price is $90, how much is Alan saving? So I want to essentially use my percent proportion here, and I am trying to figure out I'm trying to figure out the cost of the discount, the amount that Alan is going to be saving overall. So the first thing I'm going to look at is my percent proportion, always over 100. I have 30%, so I'm going to place that over my 100. And then this $90 here represents the whole, okay? So I'm going to put that in the denominator, and I'm looking for the top here. I do want to point out that there are two options here for where to subtract. I can either find this percent, 30% of 90, or I can find 70% of 90, which is 100 minus 30, and that would tell me what I'm looking for overall. But I'm going to start off with finding 30% because that is actually what I'm being asked here, okay? So I am going to solve by multiplying both sides by 90. I'm using my inverse operations, and x is currently being divided by 90. 30 times 90 over 100. So I'm going to cancel out that 0 there and that 0 there. I end up with 3 times 9, and that is 27. Now remember, we are saying how much is Alan saving? $27 is 30% of 90. And I'm just going to plug this back in here just to take a look at it. 27 over 90 equals 30 over 100. That seems reasonable. And if I do actually go through and simplify, I will find that that is indeed true. My answer is x equals $27. Alright, so we have another example here. We have a company has a deal for 40% off the price of sweatshirts. If you choose 3 sweatshirts that cost $50 each, how much will you pay with the discount? So when I set up my percent proportion here, I'm going to set up my percent first because that's pretty straightforward. But to find my whole down here, to find that number that goes in there, I have 3 sweatshirts that cost $50 each. So I'm not going to just put 50 because I need to find the cost of all of the sweatshirts together. So 50 times 3 equals 150. So that is the whole number there. Now, if you do choose to start with the 50 as your whole value, you would have to multiply your final answer by 3. So make sure you are multiplying by 3 at some point for those 3 sweatshirts. My numerator here, my part is my question mark, so I'm going to put a variable in, and I'm going to solve. Now, x is being divided by 150, so I'm going to multiply both sides by 150. And I'm going to simplify by 10 there, by 10 there, and 4 times 15 divided by 1 gives me my answer. So 4 times 15 gives me 60. And if you're wondering how I did that so fast, keep in mind that 15 is the number of minutes in a quarter of an hour, and an hour is 60 minutes. So that's where I got that from. So $60 is how much we save on the $150 order. Okay? But it says how much will you pay with the discount. So now I'm taking that $60, and that's not actually what my final answer is. My final answer is going to be what I get when I take this 150 that I started with and I remove the $60 cost of the discount. Okay? So I have 150 minus 60. That answer is $90. And $90 is how much I will pay with the discount. All right, go ahead and give this one a shot. The price of a motorbike is $1,500. How much do you pay if you get a 10% discount? Keep in mind what's being asked. Pause the video, get this done, answer the question on the Edpuzzle, and then continue on. All right, one final example I want to talk about before you do a last practice problem, and that is a bicycle is originally priced at $80. The store offered a discount price of $60. What percent was the bike discounted? So here, I already know what my discounted price is. I already know what it started as. What I don't know is what percent the discount was. So I'm going to put my hole on the bottom here, the part on the top, and I'm going to solve for my percent. Okay? I'm going to do that by multiplying both sides by 100, using my inverse operations. Now, 10 times 60 gives me 600 over 8. And yes, I can simplify that, but I'm going to simply divide because that is going to give me my final answer. So I have top in, 600 inside, bottom out, 8 outside. 8 goes into 6 0 times, but it goes into 67 times. We're going to subtract by 56 because 7 times 8 equals 56. I got a 4 there, drop down my other 0, and 8 goes into 45 times, so 8 times 5 equals that 40, and minus 40 gives us 0, which means 75% was what I spent. Okay? $60 over $80 is 75% of the original is what I spent. Okay, but that's not what the question's asking. Question is, what percent was it discounted? So to find the discounted price, I need to take 100 minus 75%. That gives me my discount of 25%. Now, you could have done your subtraction earlier on. I could have said, what is 80 minus 60? And set this number as 20 right off the bat, and that would have shown me that 25%, because I was looking at what the amount was that was removed from the original cost. Okay? But if I don't do it, and I get that 75, be careful and think about it logically. Think, what percent was the bike discounted? Well, does it seem like more than half of it was discounted if we ended up with that 60 as the final cost? Probably not, because that's less than half of 80. So that reminds me, oh, I need to go back and take that away from the 100. Okay? All right, last one for you to try. Normally, a PlayStation costs $500. If you have $450 to spend, what percent discount do you need in order to make your purchase? Show your work, put your answer on the Edpuzzle and on your paper, get it checked, and have a wonderful rest of class.